Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, and today we're talking about Lookism, and we're talking about Gun, and we're talking about Goo. Now, in this latest chapter, we discover a few things. One, Daniel Park is a freaking genius. Now, I initially thought, listen, I did not see this coming. I initially thought he's joining Eugene, right? And he's gonna join Eugene in order to take down Gun and Chairman Choi, and then figure out a way to get rid of Eugene or just let Eugene be because Eugene is helping him. Now, we do have to remember what Eugene also did. He did some despicable things. He ran that underground fighting club, right? Which had Han in prison, Jake's brother well, he's like mentor in prison, fighting like a dog. He was doing crazy stuff. He had that plastic surgery place as well happening, right? The fourth affiliate was doing a lot of nasty work, and it was led by Eugene, right? Now Eugene will say it was a necessary evil to try to free his brothers, but obviously there was a secret that he's holding on to as well, right? Same as what that he's trying to get rid of as well, like Mr. Choi. So obviously he must have done something devious that requires him to need to get rid of this document or this secret. And the same thing for Chairman Choi. So they're just two people of the same, breed, or both elite, or both like the same smart motherfuckers that will use, abuse, and do what it takes to bring up theirs and their own. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy and interesting to see that happen. But then we jump to Goo, and Samuel Soul, talks to Gun and tells him, like, listen, I will help you right now if you know what I'm saying, if you join me to take down Mr. Choi. Gun says, nah, let's keep our promise for the fade. You know what I'm saying? Let's kill one another. Like, one of us got a go type beat. You know what I'm saying? And obviously Gun is already beat up, damaged, all of that jazz. So like I see Goo fighting Gun here, and I see, Gun dying. Not Goo, even though a lot of people are saying Goo will die because Gun is more important. But I think that's why Gun will die, because he's more important. And I think Goo will become more important as time goes on. Not as important as Gun, because Gun was, the thread that connected so many things. It connected Jake. It connected Johan. It connected everybody. It connected Daniel with him. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that connected Daniel to everything. You know what I'm saying? To the four affiliates, or the four major crews, all of that jazz. He's the one that helped start all of that. So he's the major linchpin in that. Goo was never about that. He wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the thing. And I think that's probably Gun's weakness, is the fact that he started that. And Mr. Choi probably has that. And he also made a promise. He's a man of his word, and his family, word is bond. And they live for the fight. They die for the shit. You know what I'm saying? But I think Goo, on the other hand, he really wanted his friend to join him. You know what I'm saying? And he says his love is unrequited. I don't think that means he's gay necessarily. I think Jay is obviously the character that's gay. But I think that just means that, like, his friendship, his love for him as a person and his as a homie is unrequited. Like, obviously Gun fucks with Goo, and unless Goo, like, the only thing that's making Gun turn against Goo is that he's turning on Mr. Choi, and he obviously, whatever it is, the reason he's going with Mr. Choi is stronger than his appreciation and love for Goo. And the crazy thing is, they had that talk in the bathtub where they were both kind of sick of Mr. Choi. So maybe whatever happened that changed Gun's mind was not too long ago. And we know that James Charles was also there, and it was an interesting thing. And I think obviously James Charles, I think, is Mr. Choi. Or James Charles, I even said James. James Charles is crazy. James Lee is Mr. Choi, I think, because again, you never see them in the same places. But I think what's going to happen is he's going to lose on purpose as Elite, or as Mr. Choi against Daniel, so that James Lee can pull up here and get rid of Goo, or help fight Goo. But I think Goo will 1v2 Gun and Gun here, because I think that's the only way to send off Gun nicely. Either that, or James Lee will pull up just as Goo defeats Gun, and then he'll fight Gun. He'll fight Lee. He'll fight Goo as well. Damn, these names get me hella confused. But he fight Goo as well. That's what I think will happen. But I do think Gun should die here. I think he served his purpose. He's died a valiant warrior's death. He fought a billion motherfuckers, all the strongest dudes, and now he's about to fight the strongest motherfucker. So, like, I think that's just insane. He did a gauntlet. He cooked. I know Johan pushed him to the brink, but he was already broken arm, injured, fatigued, all of that jazz. and now he's like missing an eye, has a broken arm, and he's still walking. Like so, the fact that he's even standing just showcases how OP and powerful this man is, and that deserves all the respect and love. But I do think Goo should mid-diff him. Most, I think Goo's friendship and love for Gun is what's going to, kind of betray him a little bit and make the fight closer than it needs to be. And we also know that Goo just does not block or dodge at all. He's allergic to blocking and dodging. Like, we literally never see him block or dodge. He literally just takes every hit and then fights back. You know what I'm saying? So I think that will obviously be slightly to his detriment. He has the sword. I think he will use it at the end and kill Gun with it. But I do think James Lee will join up at some point. I will make a whole video on why I think James Lee will join up. But I did want to mention it here as well. But yeah, great chapter. Loved it. We also saw, obviously, Daniel Park fooling Eugene here, because Eugene thought that they were really an alliance. But Daniel was like, it didn't make sense. Like, why were you so obsessed with Gun's hideout? Like, why were you so, like, you didn't really give a shit about the red paper, because, like, you didn't even send the white tiger to retrieve it. Like, you sent all of us out there to go die and fight, but you did not send the White Tiger Job Center to come and finish the job. And you know they're gonna finish the job, especially from a tired gun like that. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? You just wanted to get your own secret saved, and I knew that shit. I saw that shit coming. But it's interesting that Daniel has his second body back. Obviously, after it fainted itself, I think he obviously got it back, but he didn't use it. He was very smart about it. He went to fight Gun with his regular body, and then sent the other body. As soon as he got beat up, he sent the other body over to Gun's place, because he was like, okay, if we lose, this is where he's gonna end up. He was in a win-win situation, really, because if Gun loses there, they get the red paper. That's Charles Shore out of the way. Then they just get rid of Eugene. And if Gun succeeds, then he goes straight to Gun's place, and they get rid of the two of them simultaneously, because both things are there, both secrets are there. So yeah, beautiful chapter, loved it. Anyways, been your boy Supreme Chi the God. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.